Okay, on to Cincinnati, a team we're very familiar with. Their head coach, I think it's the fourth time that we faced each other. Kind of really one of our rivals, with the conference and everything that goes with it. When you look at it, the top two offenses are going against each other in our league. Their quarterback really stands out. I mean, he's a really good player, really good throwing the football. He can extend plays, very efficient. They're coming off week, second week in a row. We're playing a team with an off week, and they played really good against Houston. I think they won 34-0. Their defense is kind of an odd front defense. They do a good job with their gap fits, understanding, what they need to do with their fits. So got our work cut out for us, but we're glad to be back home and glad to be back in conference questions.
Coach, there's a major hurricane in the Gulf headed towards Tampa right now. The line has it, the track has it going over Orlando. Could still be hurricane strength late Wednesday, early Thursday. What do you know? I mean, I know you're not a meteorologist, but in terms of contingency plans for your team, for practice, and whether or not the game can even be played on Saturday.
We're trying to stay in our routine best we can. We'll adjust with it. We'll have a plan. Really, no matter what happens, we'll have a plan. So we've been talking through that. And I think the main thing is just making sure that plan-wise to make sure our players are taken care of and all the people in our program.
Gus, you've had some time, obviously, to look at the film after Florida. What stood out to you? What can you make of the performance you guys had?
Well, defensively, the first half we gave up a few things that we shouldn't have. Defense settled in. I thought they played well in the second half. Offensively, it's just bottom line is we got to be effective to run the football. When they load the box, we got to make them pay. We didn't do that, and really that's what stands out to me. But we'll have a better plan and moving forward.
Coach, you mentioned running the football effectively going into Cincinnati, assuming it's played almost inevitably the weather's going to be sloppy. Does that give you guys an advantage running the football?
I don't know. They run the football too, so I really don't. Usually, anytime weather, it's usually wind is what really affects people more than anything. So we'll see where that's at.
Why do you think the challenges in the red zone persist?
Like I said the other day, I think it's all above. We got to do a better job, scheming people up. We got to do a better job getting in the red zone. When we've been really good in the red zone, we've been able to run the football in, and so we gotta do a good job. I will say this: we're able to kind of look back after 4 games and address some things, and I feel really confident we'll have a better plan, moving forward with what we have in the red zone, because that's going to be really a huge key to the success of our team moving forward.
Coach, the team ranks bottom in the league in sacks and near the bottom in passing yards per game. It's obvious the defense has been struggling. Are you considering any changes personnel-wise, game plan-wise?
We're needing to put more pressure on the quarterback. I mean, that's real evident. We do understand that. So we're looking at really all the above. We got to figure out ways to put pressure on the quarterback, whether it's schematically or whether certain people matchups on certain things. And that's part of coaching, and we got to do a better job, helping our guys. And we'll have a more specific plan this week, I feel like.
In a blitz-heavy scheme, how are you planning to attack on getting to the quarterback? Because you're pulling people out of coverage and you're pulling people into blitz, and it's opening up the pass.
Yeah, and I think that's the kind of catch-22. If you're going to blitz, you better get home. And so really that's been my message, as far as if we're gonna blitz, we got to get home. We got to make sure, and then when we're playing back, we got to cover. So it's really a lot of execution. All right, when you look at us, and so we got to do a better job in that area.
Last 3 games, you guys have fallen behind in the first quarter, in the first half especially. What do you have to do to get off to better starts?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We got to get off to a better start, and that's really everything that goes with it. And going behind 3 weeks in a row, that's no good. And so we got to solve that, and that's something we're addressing too. That's something we're looking at. What can we do differently than we've done before instead of the same old stuff?
What more do you need to see from KJ Jefferson? And has there been a thought of trying to get another quarterback in there, for nothing more than just a change of pace?
Yeah, obviously last week I said after the game we need to play better around him. He's got to play better too. I mean, it was really all of the above. Got to coach better. It was all of it. So we understand that we didn't have 300 yards offense, and and before that we were really rolling. So we got to be better really in all the areas.
Speaking of KJ, a lot of the quarterback designed runs that have been called just haven't been as effective as maybe you would have liked. How confident are you moving forward that that is something that can be executed?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of execution, it's part of the bigger picture scheme. I mean, when you have design either reads, some of them are reads now too, some of them are design runs. So just execution-wise and maybe calling them in different situations too. Really, kind of like I said, it's kind of all the above when things don't work successfully like you would hope.
Gus, you got the 2-game losing streak. How do you guys tune out the noise, the outside noise when you go through a losing streak like this?
Yeah.
You had to happen last year too as well. How do you tune all that out?
Yeah, well, we got a veteran team. I said after the game we're going to bounce back. I'm very confident, and I'm more confident today than I was afterwards. I mean, you're feeling like crap at that point, but it's our leaders, 2 of them that you're going to hear from. Real confident that we'll be able to rebound. We're still learning some things about our team, about our players, and doing some things. We need to do a better job coaching schematically in some areas to help our guys out. So that's our plan moving forward. Think about our guys. I mean, they're playing their guts out, and they're going to continue to do that. And I really feel like we're going to finish strong. I'm glad we're back in the conference now. That's behind us, and last 2 games, we can't control that. That's over. But our group is a real close group. They understand in those walls, the team room, that's all that really matters. Doesn't matter about Twitter. Doesn't matter about this opinion or that opinion. Bottom line is we need to play better football on the field. And so we understand that, and we're very committed to doing that, and we will.
Along those lines, you talked about the Big 12. You've got an opportunity now to still make some noise in the Big 12. You got a lot of games left. What can you do to maybe kind of focus on that and try to?
Well, that's exactly what our leaders and our team's been focused on. They're back in the Big 12. We're 1-1 right now. That's the reality. Got a lot of season ahead. We're starting to get a little bit of youth. Some of them younger guys, especially special teams, are coming on. They played extremely well, and so we're still kind of evolving as a team. But there's a lot of good things that are happening. We just got to transfer that over on Saturdays.
Cam Kinney played a lot of the game at center and against Florida. Was that performance-based? Was that injury-related?
Kittler was banged up. He got banged up the game before. He practiced, but we knew he wasn't 100%. And he tried his best, and they had some big guys, over the top of him, and so Cam Kinney got a chance. And I mean, that was really his first rodeo in prime time. We had a couple. Whether it was noise or snap counts, we had a couple issues that were pretty ugly, in the second half. But it was good for him to get that experience, as far as moving forward.
Coach, you said the best teams improve as the season goes on. Do you feel like the Cincinnati game, or I should say, what opportunity does the Cincinnati game provide your team to get better as the season goes on?
Well, we have to improve. I mean, there's no doubt about that, and we will. Like I said, this is kind of turned into a rivalry game for our program. And we've had some good matches. We had one that went down the wire last year at their place. We got new players. They've got new players. So it ought to be a good one.
What's your message to the portion of the fan and donor base that's losing confidence in your ability to make the effective changes you keep
Well, we got to
promising?
win. I mean, that's just part of it. We hadn't played very good football the last 2 weeks. We got to win. I expect us to do that, and I think we'll finish strong. And all of our goals are still intact.
It seems like the offense has been struggling majorly in this past few games. And part of that has been R.J. Harvey being stuffed, teams loading the box and not being able to get him out in open field. Are you confident in this team's ability to move the ball if the ball is being stuffed on the run game and KJ Jefferson's abilities?
Yeah, and that was part of what we talked about last game. We got to do a better job of making them pay when they put an extra guy in. We didn't do a very good job of that overall. We're still, I don't know, top 10, top 11 offense in the country. There's a lot of good things going on, but this part of the season, you've got to take what the defense gives you. And so we'll have to do a better job than we did last week. I expect us to do that.
I know this is kind of the reality of college football with the transfer portal and bringing players in, but are you still kind of learning KJ a little bit? Is it not like that he's a freshman? He's obviously a veteran player, but is there still kind of a feeling out process of what he's good at, how he fits into this offense?
Yeah, I think early on there definitely was. Like I said, that's normal, especially for quarterbacks. You look around the country, quarterbacks are going into new offenses and all that. So there's always a learning curve. there's a feeling out curve, but, we're fixing to go, almost middle of the season. So we know all that we need to know right now.
What is the current plan as far as practicing and housing the athletes in the light of the storm?
Yeah, we're planning on practicing in the morning, planning on practicing Wednesday morning. Obviously, after that, it's kind of up in the air, and we'll be able to adjust and, whatever we need to do with that.
Coach, you rotated a lot of the receivers, Javarius, Jared, on Saturday. Do you think that'll continue moving forward until you find a clear-cut guy, or do you think you'll just keep rotating those guys?
No, I think, Tim just had a plan. We play pretty much 6 guys, and that was his plan, and keep everybody fresh and everything that goes with that.
How much of a disruption is it after a 4th game, you're getting ready for the next game, you have to deal with all this, off-the-field stuff about guys deciding whether they want to opt out or not? I'm sure that took away from stuff you could have otherwise been doing. Would you like to see some rule change, or I know some other coaches have been outspoken about maybe giving players a blanket 5 years and no redshirt? Have you thought about because that seemed like a disruption you didn't want last week?
Well, I think you just said the 5 year. I think moving forward, I think all coaches would agree something like that, so things don't happen in the middle of the season. I think that's good for everybody. But like I said, we're in such a unique time, a new age of college football. You just got to adapt. And but the 5-year plan, I think, would be good for everybody.
And Colton Boomer last night, I guess he indicated it didn't seem like he'd be coming back, and he said he was injured after the game. Just what are your thoughts on him leaving the program?
That's his decision yesterday, and so Grant did a super job, and I think Grant's set up to have a really good career here.
Gus, do you feel like this is based on how the last 2 weeks have gone, do you feel like this is a must-win game for you guys and for this program?
I think we're to a point where we're playing in our league, and our goal is to win the league. And if you have a chance to win the league, we need to win this week. I think everybody understands that.
Okay. How do you plan on countering Cincy's wide receiver core with 4 guys averaging over 10 receiving yards per catch and then over a touchdown as well?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big matchup, and that's going to be the big challenge. Getting pressure on the quarterback so we don't have to cover him as long, that definitely helps. But their quarterback is really efficient. Or real impressed with him, and you just said the receivers. They're getting it done.
Also, Cincy's defense actually doesn't have anybody getting over 20 tackles in the season, 2 out of 3. Is that something you plan on exploiting?
That tells you they got a pretty complete defense if it's not just one or 2 guys. Like I said, what stands out to me when I turn on the film, you can tell they're extremely well coached. You can tell they understand exactly what the responsibility is. If you hurt them on something, they can make an adjustment the next play. So you can tell they're really well coached.
How do you address getting a play called in faster and just the pace of play?
You just got to do it. You got to call the play, and you got to get it done. And so I think that's a kind of a common sense question there.
What do you think's bogging that down, though?
Well, last game there was some issues as far as how the game was going, how we were protecting. Trying to hit a couple possible big play runs late, and we weren't able to do that.
I know you talked about KJ and players around him playing better units. How would you assess the offensive line over these last 2 weeks?
Well, first of all, we played against 2 pretty good defensive lines. Last week, I think they were the most talented that we faced. When we got in true passing situations, obviously we struggle. We got to do a better job in that. And then we got to do a better job of helping our guys too. And, playing ahead of the chains, not behind the chains. And that's coaching responsibility too. So I think it's all above with that too. Thanks, Coach. Okay. All right.
I'm doing good. I know we coming off 2 losses back to back. Only thing we can do is put that behind us and get forward and live for the day tomorrow and the days before that. So let's get to Cincy and see how we can be successful to beat them.
Lee, I know you just said you guys want to put those 2 games behind you, but how does that motivate you? How does that fuel you going forward? What's the mood of the team right now? Are you guys angry or?
No, you can't be angry because to be a man and be successful in life, you're going to take a couple losses. So how you going to bounce back and how you going to improve and how you going to work harder to win.
So what is it, you worked out last night, you had a practice last night. How would you characterize the mood of the team in that workout?
Just going over the stuff that we did bad on, just improving. When we do the walkthrough, just improve on technique areas we had on to get better for Cincy.
Lee, how do you guys, along those lines, how do you guys tune out the outside noise, the talk about the losing streak and stuff like that? How do you guys kind of tune all that out to focus on what you guys need to do?
We don't really care like what outside say, because it's like half of the people who talking, they never been through this journey to understand it. So they just gonna open their mouth and say something just by sitting in the crowds. But how you gonna say something about it and you ain't been through this journey?
Lee, as you've gone on throughout the season and the opponents have improved, what do you feel like offenses have been throwing at you and Ricky to kind of get a little bit, keep you guys at bay a little bit more?
No, it's just when you turn on film and like the quarterback's throwing the ball quick, they respect us at the D-line. So just get better. Just get better and just improve on your technique, on your vertical steps, on your hand placement, on your quick moves. So just improve like all above.
What are you seeing from Cincinnati on film?
Pretty good offensive line across the board. Pretty good quarterback across the board. Pretty good receiver core. Hard physical running back room. So it's a pretty good team we finna face.
How do you feel about the current state of your guys' pass rush? It's been a struggle. How can it get better?
Just go to practice and work. Use your technique. Listen to your coach and just get better.
Are you guys confident sending 4, or you guys feel like you need an extra man?
What'd you say?
Are you guys confident sending 4, or do you guys feel like you need an extra man on the blitz?
No, I'm very confident in sending 4, but when you got a quarterback getting rid of that ball fast, it's pretty tough.
Last 3 games, you guys have fallen behind, and feels like sometimes it's on both
Last 2
sides.
games.
Yeah, last 2 games. Sorry, last 2 games, you guys have fallen behind. How important is it to get off to better starts and play from ahead?
No, just work hard at practice, and the results show.
Having been a part of it, how would you characterize the rivalry with Cincinnati over the years?
My first year was a very good atmosphere, enjoyable. You're going to get some hard physical football when you play against Cincinnati, because they understand it and we understand it too. So just keep working, bro, and your hard work's going to pay off. It's coming.
You played a lot better in the second half. The defense as a whole played a lot better. Is that making the halftime adjustments to play better, or what's being said at halftime to play a lot better than you are in the first half?
No, we just go in the locker room and just encourage each other, stick to the game plan, and just play UCF defense. Sometimes stuff happens. So is you going to complain about it, or you going to go in there and you're going to get right, and you're going to encourage your teammates, and you're going to just let them know that we're here for each other, and we're going to play for each other, and we're going to play hard, and that's what we did, and it showed.
Lee, at one point in time, you made the decision to transfer from your previous school. It was after the season, though. How's it like, after 4 games, I guess everyone's got to make a decision they feel is best for themselves, but how does that disrupt the locker room? Is that kind of an emotional time? You're getting ready for a game and you find out teammates around you aren't deciding to come back?
No, I don't really get to you much, but when you build a relationship with one of your brothers and stuff go left, like, you feel some type of way about it, so that will happen on that. We're going to get past that, and we're going to...
I know you put something on social media, kind of went viral amongst the fan base about Brian Threats. How did you guys feel about him leaving?
It happens. He made his decision. I said what I said. I felt that. I talked to him and told him that to his face as a man, so that's what it is.
Lee, do you feel like you guys are really close at having a breakthrough? I mean, you talked about having a little bit of struggles with some of that pressure. Do you guys feel like you're really close? Maybe you're ready. You're going to have a big game at some point. It's going to break through.
It's coming. You just got to believe, trust God timing. But for sure, I know that D-line, that front 4, or whoever come behind us, we busting our tails at practice to get there. But when you have a pretty good defensive line and offensive coordinators respect you as a unit, stuff happens.
I know you want to put it behind you, but what does a loss do to you? How does that motivate you? How does it feel?
It hurt my stomach a little bit, but at the end of the day, only thing you can do is put it behind you, go to practice, and work harder. At the end of the day, I got a life, I got a family, I got a mom, I got a daughter that I got to keep up and keep motivated. So when we lose, I feel sorry, but it's 24-hour rules. I go to practice, and I just got to work harder and encourage my teammates. So.
For those that haven't been a part of a journey, you guys obviously lost 5 games in a row last year after a 3-0 start. How do you try to avoid things snowballing and turn it around as quickly as possible?
I forgot about last year. I just know we lost 2 games back-to-back that you put behind you. You go to practice, you work harder. That's just like if you take a loss in the real world and you run out of something you can't provide for your kids. Is you going to cry, or you going to give up, you going to quit, or you going to be a man, you going to go out there and you going to provide and get it.
Do you view this game as a must-win, this upcoming game against Cincinnati as a must-win, this early in the season? Do you feel this upcoming game against Cincinnati this early in the season as a must-win game?
Yeah, it's a must-win game. All games are must-win games, but yeah, I really feel we should win this game.
All right, good stuff. Appreciate
All
it,
right.
Lee. Hey, thank you, Lee.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks.
Good. How are you, Amari? I know losing isn't fun. How did the team respond from the other night? How did you guys come together last night? How are you motivated to make sure you get back on the winning note again?
Yeah, like of course nobody in that facility over there wants to lose, but you just kind of have to take those lessons and learn from them and just continue to be better each and every week and just focus on the week at hand and just keep moving forward.
Amari, along those lines, how do you guys avoid the outside noise? How do you kind of avoid having to hear all the stuff that's going on when you're in the middle of a two-game losing streak?
I feel like you just have to really just focus on internally what's going on and just not really pay much attention to everything else that's going on. Just focus what we have going on inside the building and just the people that we have and just focus on that.
Amari, after the game, Coach had said that the biggest thing that's changing where you guys are having challenges running the ball better offensively is the opponent has been different. What are you seeing different throughout the year that they may use to attack you defensively to stop the run?
I feel like for us, as a unit as a whole, we just have to be better. And yes, teams have come in and they've had good plans for us coming in, but we have to be better collectively as a whole. So I feel like that's what we have to do.
What did you see from Cincinnati on film?
They're a good defense. They've got a lot of good players up front and in the back end as well. They play their gaps. They play hard. They fly to the ball. So it's a team that I'm looking forward to playing most definitely.
Running the ball is a big part of red zone offense, and that's something that you guys have been struggling in these past few games. How do you guys plan to attack the red zone offense and making those holes in such tight field?
I feel like as a whole, we just need to execute better and just really when we get in the red zone, just really focusing on those details and just execute at a high level like we know we can do.
The last 3 games, you guys have fallen behind in the first half, had to play catch up. How vital is it to get off to start the game in the lead or to be in the lead in the first half?
It definitely is a point of focus to start faster, but I think that just comes with preparation and just continue to focus on the opponent at hand and just continuing to grow as an offense, grow as a team, and just be better at starting fast.
You've been a part of it before. How would you characterize the rivalry with Cincinnati and your experiences having been a part of it?
Last year was my first time playing Cincinnati. It was an environment that I really did enjoy, a team I really enjoyed playing. They're a team that's very physical. They play hard. They came into the Big 12 with us as well. So I feel like it's going to be a great environment. They're a tough team, and I look forward to playing them as well.
On that note, you said that last year was the first time you played with the Big 12. That was your guys' first win in the Big 12. What was that moment like after the game to celebrate? And at the time, what was a 5-game losing streak?
I don't really think too much about last year. I just look forward to playing them this week and hopefully getting another win under our belt.
Amari, a lot of people have been talking about how teams have been putting more guys in the box. Kind of explain from your perspective on the line how that challenges you guys, what it is you need to account for when that happens.
I just feel like collectively we just need to execute better, and that goes along with our preparation and just blocking hats and putting our guys in a position to execute better on offense.
Amari, Gus talked about this. You guys have you still have a lot of the Big 12 schedule ahead of you. What do you guys see going forward? About the idea that you still have potential to really get hot and maybe win some games and make a good showing in the conference.
Yeah, I just feel like everything that we want to accomplish as a team is right in front of us. It's still a long season. There's still a lot of games to be played. So we just need to focus on taking it week by week and just continuing to focus on what we need to and just stack those games and get some wins under our belt.
What do you know about Cincinnati's defensive line, the challenge you'll be facing? I know they got a pretty good guy inside that made a return recently. What challenge will you be facing with their D-line?
They are a very physical bunch up front. They're going to play their gaps. They're always flying to the ball. They play really hard. So those are some challenges that we face going forward. So it's something I'm looking forward to, and I know we'll be ready to play.
What does a loss do to you?
I feel like for us, it's just an opportunity to learn from some mistakes that we may have made and just use that loss as motivation and just continue to grow from it.
What impact do you see the wet weather having on the front lines?
In terms of the weather, I don't really know how everything's going to play out. I kind of really just want everybody to be safe with the weather and everything going on. I pray for everybody that's going to be involved in it and everything that's going to go on. But in terms of us playing in it, I'm not really sure how the weather's going to play out. I'm just kind of focused on taking it day by day.
And then as for RJ Harvey's performances, we've yet to win a game where he runs under 100 total yards. What impact do you guys have upon his performance?
Yeah, we definitely just need to execute better and, put hats on hats and, free up our running backs to make some plays in the open field.
Just looking at this team, KJ came in, you're obviously here in the spring. Is there still kind of a getting to know you process as far as games go as he's continuing to learn and grow in this offense? What's the kind of conversations you guys are having to kind of keep evolving this offense?
I feel like everybody's kind of just continuing to grow and, be better in the offense. Everybody in that room still has faith in KJ. Like, there's no doubt in what he can do as a player. So just continuing to build each other up and have confidence in each other and just take that forward. Thank you all. God bless.